The Junkyard. Me and my friends were hanging out outside searching for a new hideout. Our old one was getting a bit cramped, so we wanted to move. The abandoned car we had previously found was pretty good, except it was a bit small. Our friend group had expanded by 2 people since we found the hideout, and it was time to go. We were exploring the junkyard for good candidates when Daniel found one. "Score!" he shouted. We all looked at him to see what he had found. He had found an old sports equipment shed. It was connected to multiple others and overall was bigger than the car, but it would be cramped because of all the walls. We kept looking. Most of my friends headed to the left, navigating the piles of trash, but I opted to go to the right. I stumbled upon a large pile of garbage that had a door on it. It looked like a house buried in trash. "Whoa, guys, I found a house!" I shouted to them. They were amazed and quickly ran to my location. We slowly entered the house. Inside was a room with 3 doors. I ran to the door in front and swung it open. There was an infinite tunnel of rooms in there, and infinite copies of me and my friends. "Whoa," Scott exclaimed. Our jaws dropped. "This is like a non-Euclidean or space-time bending room or something," I theorized. I shut the door and we began to explore. Dave and Scott went to the left while me and Daniel headed to the right. On both sides, it was just another room with more doors. I opened the left door and saw Dave and Scott. "Oh, hey, I guess these doors connect like the first room did," Scott waved. I nodded and closed the door. Daniel headed to the door on the right, while I headed to the door in front. My jaw hit the floor in amazement from what I saw in that room. There was an amazing crystal structure, glowing and flowing with magic. Beams of multicolored light filled the room, giving it a magical aura of mystery and wonder. Is this what grants the house its magical space-time abilities? I stood in there for about 10 minutes, admiring the structure's beauty, before waking up. I needed to tell my friends. I ran out of the room to go tell Daniel. He wasn't there. I waited for a few minutes, and he popped out of the door. "Nothing interesting in there, I assume?" he asked. "I was in there for 10 minutes. Why would you think I wasn't interested? Also, what was so interesting in your room?" I questioned, a bit confused. "What are you talking about? I was in there for like 3 seconds. Popped in, popped out. There's nothing there, just a window to the garage." "Wait, if space can distort in this house, so can time. For me it felt like 10 minutes, but for you it felt like 3 seconds. The room I was in must make time faster so that 10 minutes in there is 3 seconds out here, and vice versa for that room," I answered. "Oh, you're totally right. Wait, when space distorts, that's all fun and games, but with time, that's dangerous. What if you walked in a room for a minute or two, and then when you came out, millions of years passed?" Daniel realized, looking a bit scared. "We need to tell our friends," I shouted, running to the left door. I swung the door open to find them also reaching for the door. We both yelled our warnings at each other. "Wait, one at a time. What was your experience in there, Scott?" I calmed everyone down. "There was a monster in the house, a whole nest. One of the doors led to some cave with horrible beasts. It lunged at the door, but I got away in time," Scott explained. "Well, me and Daniel found time-distorting rooms. Thankfully, it was about 3 seconds to 10 minutes conversion, but imagine if there was a more extreme room. Everyone we know could die." I gave my warning. "Oh, also, I think I found the source of the weirdness. It's super beautiful. Let me show you." We headed into the room I found the structure in. We all stood in awe. As it spun, we saw a hand-shaped indent. Scott reached out for it. "No, wait!" I shouted, but it was too late. Scott placed his hand on the symbol and the structure stopped moving. The glow faded and it got increasingly dark in the room. More dark if the crystal would have just stopped glowing. It was sucking the light out of the room. We heard wood cracking sounds as we huddled in a corner, scared for our lives. "What did you do?" I whispered angrily to Scott. "I don't know," he defended. The light returned to normal and we saw an eye on the structure. A hole was carved out of the wall, leading to another room with another structure. We sat there in silence, not knowing if we should move. "Are you guys going to do something? Thanks for waking me up." The structure broke our silence and flew away. It rose into the ceiling without any collisions. Its voice was deep and gravelly. "Oh, and I wouldn't recommend going through that hole in the wall. It's weirder than space and time distortion. I heard how well and quickly you guys accepted the space-time distortion, so I thought I'd let you see that side, but it's really weird." And then it was gone. "Should we head in?" I asked. "Hell no," Daniel responded, giving me a confused look. We laughed and headed out of there. After more struggling to find a hideout, we decided to go to the structures room to put our hideout in, since hours in there is only minutes in the normal world. We could play games together a lot longer. After we taped up the evil room door, as Dave refers to it, and fixed up the structures room, painting the walls, getting a mini fridge and generator, Wi-Fi router, etc., the hideout was looking really nice.